Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the list that Josh Freese put out, and we're going to discuss that, and we'll also discuss 3, maybe 4 guys that I think would be key to replacing him. Some names that you may have never thought about. So let's get into the video.
When Josh Freese, the now former drummer of Foo Fighters, posted a satirical top 10 reasons why I got booted from the Foo Fighters on Instagram, fans didn't quite know what to feel. Some chuckled, others winced. For nearly 2 years, Freese played with passion, precision, and a kind of quiet grace that earned him the respect of the Foo fan base and the band itself. But then came that familiar, haunting phrase, "We're going in a different direction." The post was classic Josh Freese, self-deprecating and sharp. He joked about whistling My Hero too much, asking for cowbell sound baths, and being a little too into poodles. But beneath the punchlines was the unmistakable reality. He was blindsided. It's no secret that replacing a drummer in any band is hard. But replacing a drummer in Foo Fighters, that's sacred ground. Now, the seat is empty again. And the question isn't just who's good enough. It's who can step in without breaking the soul of the band. Let's look at the contenders. 4 high-level pros and 1 rising star who could change everything. 1. Travis Barker, the punk rock machine.
If I wasn't recording albums every month, multiple albums, and I wasn't playing on everyone's songs, I wouldn't need any of this. If I was just playing in Blink, or if I was just practicing, like, I'll play on your drum kit. I'll play on her drum kit. I'll play on whoever's drum kit. It doesn't matter. Like, I never want kids to think, like, you have to have the best drum kit. Like, I could play Blink shows all around the world on rental kits if I needed to. It's really about practicing, and you'll make any kit sound good. You take, like, the best drummer and put him on the trashiest kit, he's gonna be great, you know?
If you're looking for impact, Travis Barker is a walking headline. His blazing speed, machine gun fills, and punk roots with Blink 182 make him a natural attention grabber. But Barker isn't just a drummer, he's a brand. From pop punk to hip hop, he's become the ultimate crossover collaborator. He'd bring energy, edge, and a whole new audience. Would it be exciting? Absolutely. Would it be realistic? Not likely. 2. Dave Grohl, the return of the hammer. Let's not forget, Dave Grohl is one of the most iconic drummers in rock history. His work with Nirvana changed the landscape of music, and while we've come to love him as the grinning frontman, there's still something thrilling about the thought of him grabbing the sticks again. After Taylor's death, Grohl briefly returned to the drums for rehearsals, and fans got a glimpse of that magic. Seeing him behind the kit once more, even temporarily, would be poetic, nostalgic, and emotionally resonant. But the truth is, Grohl is the face and voice of the band. He's the storyteller, the bridge between past and present. While he may drop in for a set or two, stepping back into the drummer role full time would rob the band of its leader, and that's not the way forward.
Punk drumming, to me, punk drumming was always about like the energy, you know? So if you were listening to, like a song or something like that, it'd be like the drummer's probably doing that, you know? But if it were like a punk band doing it, it'd be like that's, and because I learned to play on pillows with these big fat sticks, I didn't know how to like do that kind of thing because I was playing on pillows with a record going. So I only so that's how I would do it.
Do you ever just like come and play drums on your own without?
Hell no.
No.
I hate playing drums by myself. I can't practice by myself.
Was it hard for you to give up being the drummer? I mean, a lot of people would say you're the best drummer of your generation in rock and roll.
Well, I disagree with that, but when you have a drummer like Taylor Hawkins in your band, I don't necessarily miss being the drummer because I have the greatest drummer in the world, but I do miss my head in the middle of all that noise.
Is it hard being a drummer in a band which...
With the greatest drummer on earth?
Just gotta stop.
No, I mean, at first it took me a while to find my place. It really did. But he never made it hard.
Taylor is a much more technically minded drummer than I am, which I think makes the band work the way it works.
3. Josh Dunn, the modern Wildcard. Now, if the Foo Fighters are looking to evolve and bring in a new generation, Josh Dunn from 21 Pilots might just be their secret weapon. He's got flair, theatricality, and a massive following. Dunn isn't just a drummer, he's a showman. He jumps off risers, twirls sticks mid-song, and brings a stadium-sized energy with every performance. His style skews modern alt-pop, but his versatility could make him an electric addition. If the band is seeking to shift, surprise, or even just stir the pot a bit, Dunn would be a left field, but brilliant pick.
What would you tell a young player these days?
Well, I think one thing that I've really learned and realized is that there kind of isn't really one specific formula that will kind of get you from this point to this point.
Right.
And there's so much that happens between the first time you ever sit down at a drum kit and then X, Y, or Z. And so I think the way that I did things as a drummer maybe totally wouldn't work for somebody else, and the way that they did it wouldn't work for me. So I think that a lot of it is kind of finding that, realizing that you have that passion first, which I remember when I felt that, and it was one of the coolest feelings that I remember sitting in playing at the electronic kit and then plugging it in, and I was like, there's other guys in here, but I'm gonna turn it up and play this drum beat that I just learned. And that was something so special to me, and something that I felt really truly was worth pursuing and working hard at, whether or not it became successful. I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And from then, I realized that as a drummer, you can't really go and just be like, I'm starting a band. I mean, I guess you could, but for me, I couldn't just be like, all right, I'm starting a band, and then just kind of like take that and run with it. You kind of have to first of all, you have to just find other people that are like-minded and doing what you want to do. But for me, I felt that because I felt that sort of, I couldn't really control where I was going. I just felt that it was important and necessary to kind of network. And,
For sure, yeah.
You know, and I would say yes to it's like if somebody asked me to play drums for this, yeah, cool, I'll do it. As long as it didn't like oppose what I believed in or like what I felt convicted about. But for the most part, I kind of went and did whatever I could.
4. Matt Cameron, the grunge legend.
Hello, this is Matt Cameron.
Before we get to the heart of this story, let's pay respect to Matt Cameron, the seasoned drumming veteran from Pearl Jam and Soundgarden. With decades in the grunge trenches, he's a master of both subtlety and storm. Cameron filled in during the Taylor Hawkins tribute concerts, and his chemistry with Grohl and the band was undeniable. He brings credibility, familiarity, and class. If Foo Fighters want a safe, solid transition, this is their guy. The only hitch? His commitments to Pearl Jam might make scheduling tough, but in terms of style, tone, and emotional history, Matt Cameron is a perfect fit.
Is there a song in your set with Pearl Jam that is where it's coming up and you're thinking, feeling like
low energy?
Well, just that, yeah. That
Well, yeah, sure.
you're not 25 anymore.
That's right. Well, there have been occasions, like in the past couple tours, where, I feel like I'm going past that point of exhaustion. It's like, okay, I'm tired, but hey, I have 6 more songs to do. So you just gotta dig deep and take a sip of Gatorade and hope for the best.
Okay, I want to talk about repetitive injuries or anything. If you've ever had anything like that.
I've had like a tendonitis on my elbow,
Okay.
some forearm tendonitis, but like any sort of like just immediate joint stuff, I've been pretty lucky. I think I've been on a constant sort of like adjustment journey, like as a musician, as a drummer, just throughout the years. I think I'm constantly trying to like relax, adjust my grip, get better posture, breathe
You always
more.
had great posture. Watching any of the old videos, watching you now, you really sit up.
It's Papa Joe Jones, right?
That's right.
Just look at some of his videos, kids.
Yeah.
Papa Joe Jones. It's a lot easier, when you got everything kind of lined up. It's not as easy now that I'm almost 60, because this kind of music requires like a certain kind of energy, and that energy a lot of times is purely athletic, So us rock drummers out there in the world, it's like we got to bring this sort of athleticism to our gig. And be mindful of the music that we're playing as well. That's a big part of it. So you have to stay. You just got to stay on top of it.
5.
I like playing this song with Shane. This is pretty fun. Ready, Shane? That's right, Shane.
Shane Hawkins, the legacy that could move the earth. Now, let's talk about the name that stops time, Shane Hawkins. When Shane, the 17-year-old son of the late Taylor Hawkins, stepped behind the drums at the Taylor Hawkins tribute concert in 2022, the world watched in awe. He didn't just play My Hero, he embodied it. Every hit of the snare was filled with raw emotion, power, and something beyond technique, something sacred. It wasn't just a great performance, it was a message. I'm here, and I carry him with me. To put Shane behind the drums full time would be more than symbolic. It would be healing for the band, for the fans, for the Hawkins family. It would turn grief into strength and legacy into rhythm. The Foo Fighters have endured pain, loss, and seismic change, but they've never lost their heartbeat. Every drummer who joins them isn't just holding time, they're holding history. Travis Barker brings the fire, Dave Grohl brings the legacy, Josh Dunn brings the future, Matt Cameron brings the foundation, but Shane Hawkins, he brings the soul, and if he ever takes that seat, just know you're not watching a band evolve. You're watching a family heal.
Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, come back and see me. Peace.